Welcome to PlaybyPlay, the latest in sports headlines and sports stock news from InvestorIdeas.com. Hello everyone, this is Sam Mowers here. Welcome to another episode of the PlaybyPlay podcast. For stock news today, we've got the latest from Globant, LaLiga, and Dick's Sporting Goods. Then we're going to take a look at some headlines involving the Women's World Cup and the Washington Commanders. Just before we get into the show, however, a quick reminder that if you enjoy this podcast, please feel free to share it or leave us a review. And as always, I recommend checking out some of the other podcasts on InvestorIdeas.com. This includes the Cannabis Podcast, the Clean Tech and Climate Change Podcast, along with many others, all of which will bring you up to speed on the latest stock news and trends in their respective spaces. Right, so IT and software firm Globant, which trades on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker GLOB, and LaLiga Tech, which is the tech subsidiary of sports league LaLiga, have joined to collaborate with Microsoft, trading on the Nasdaq as MSFT, on a series of initiatives with the goal of fostering the transformation of sports in various domains through the utilization of artificial intelligence. This will include near real-time, or NRT, automatic generation of multilingual subtitles for live sports matches, automatic translation of sports content, the provision of real-time metrics to each team's head coach and their assistants, and more. Agustin Huerta, the SVP of Technology for Globant, comments, quote, "For a decade, artificial intelligence and data have been an integral part of Globant's vision, being applied transversely to all areas of the company, from talent circuits to operational models, to deploy solutions to increase productivity and efficiency. With this joint venture with LaLiga, we are working to extend our capabilities to LaLiga Tech with the support of a big partner such as Microsoft, and the first tests have proven to be disruptive and successful." End quote. Next up, Dick's Sporting Goods, which trades on the NYSE under the ticker DKS, has announced the continued expansion of its House of Sport brand, with 9 new locations celebrating their grand openings in July and August. The House of Sport outlet is an approximately 100,000 plus square foot store that provides customers with an incredible assortment of products along with in-store experiences, and launches with an activity-filled weekend for the grand opening. Tony Roller, the Senior Vice President of In-Store Environment, Visual Merchandising, and House of Sport, explained, quote, "These grand openings have been a superb way to introduce the House of Sport store to our customers in these markets. It's exciting that the feedback from customers has been so positive, and the community see the stores as a destination. We're equally excited about bringing House of Sport to more communities in 2024 and beyond." End quote. We're going to pivot away from stock news for the day and take a look at some headlines in the sports world. First off, the FIFA Women's World Cup is about to see its first all-European final since 2003, with Spain and England competing for the title in Sydney, Australia, just this Sunday. An England victory would be the first time that the World Cup trophy returned to the birthplace of the sport since 1966, when the men's team beat West Germany 4-2. The Associated Press quotes England coach Sarina Wiegman, who said, quote, "Every step has been really, really hard, but again we find a way. And I think the opponents, the women's game has grown so much that it's really hard to get through. So I know it's very, very special, and that's how it feels, too." End quote. ESPN reports that in the NFL, the Washington Commanders have named Sam Howell as their starting quarterback. Fellow quarterback Jacoby Brissett was also in the running for the position. The team's head coach Ron Rivera, who made the announcement just today, said, quote, "This was about what Sam did. Jacoby has been a true pro and done everything asked, and he's also helped mentor Sam. He's a more than viable quarterback, but there were certain things Sam had to show us, and everybody knew from my perspective it was Sam's to lose, and he did nothing to lose it." End quote. That's it for today's edition of Play-by-Play. If you'd like to be a guest or sponsor for this podcast, please contact InvestorIdeas.com. InvestorIdeas.com reminds all listeners to read our disclaimers and disclosures on the InvestorIdeas.com website. All investment involves risk, and this podcast is not meant to be an endorsement to buy or sell securities or products. To hear more podcasts, you can go to InvestorIdeas.com/audio. And a reminder, you can also hear our podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Audible, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, and most audio platforms available.